What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Truly Boosted channel. Today we're going to be working on the snot booger again. Today my goals are to get that turbo clocked and get this intercooler piping fitted up. Now why I want to fit it up is because the intercooler pipe and the side exit exhaust were originally on this car at one time. When I bought the car, I had an opportunity to buy that, and it was going to come with a turbo kit. And the turbo kit had a turbo from Max Speeding Rods. I just am not interested in anything they have to offer other than some coilovers. That's if I'm not looking for a competition setting. But got to thinking about it. Price still, I was going to build my own side exit exhaust, nice stainless, which is what that's made out of. And it was going to be about $100 and something more than it would just be to buy that and the intercooler piping. Now I paid $100 for that side exit exhaust and these random pieces of intercooler piping, but these were originally part of the turbo kit. I do know this comes off of the throttle body and then goes down to where you would have your U that wraps around to the intercooler, and this guy right here comes off the turbo and once again goes to the wraparound that would go to the intercooler. But it also, here's one of the wraparounds, like if you wonder what I'm talking about, like a U like that where it wraps around. Pretty sure that's to the driver's side. The only issue that I'm seeing is I don't see another U. So that may be an issue. May have to buy some intercooler piping, but realistically for $100, that was more than enough for the, I was more than happy paying that just for this side exit exhaust. He said he paid $450 to get it made, and I believe every bit of that. So we're gonna have a little bit of time getting everything to fit up in this car. We're gonna take this fan off. I'm not removing the radiators today if possible, because I want to show you guys exactly how I do a 1G turbo radiator, or like a 1G GST, GSX radiator in a 2G non-turbo platform. So I want that to be one whole video. We're gonna try to remove the fan. We're gonna remove this water suction device, if you wonder why I call it that. If you look down there, that is a water suction device. That filter may be like one that doesn't necessarily suck up water too bad, but I'm not interested in it, you know. Just not interested in it. Anyway, let's get started. I'm interested. I already got all the bolts that went here out. They're literally right here. We'll put those back in. And while tinkering with that, I found out this good old front bumper is held on with zip ties. I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen that on a 2G yet, but you know, if it works, I get it. Let's remove this radiator fan. Oh, he still has the bolts in the boat. You know, this car looks like a piece of crap, but like in all seriousness, like it's put together pretty, right? Gonna keep that caffeine level up. Gonna have your Mountain Dew. Put it on that bucket there. Years ago, on some of these videos, everybody told me to get power tools. Stop using ratchets, regular stuff. I kind of thought that was stupid. Now that I have that thing, I'm like, wow, this is a life changer. I'm just old school, I guess. I'm pretty sure those are not the screws that went to that. But this turbo is like right up in the way. So fitting this up is going to be a little different, because eventually we're not going to have heat in this car, and the bottom radiator hose will be routed differently due to the 1G radiator. I don't care about heat. This is just a tinker toy for me. Really, all the cars in here are just a tinker toy for me. I'm not that worried about having heat. Most of the time I'm stuck in a work truck that doesn't even have air conditioning, so I'm fine with that. You know, it doesn't bother me to have heat. Why is that routed like that? Holy crap, that thing is wrapped around a million wires. There we go. Got the radiator fan out. We're still not gonna have a ton of room to clonk this turbo, so I'm gonna take the housing all the way off and then we'll spin it. I think that's gonna be the most effective way, and it's also not like sitting on there super true, as you can see. We'll fix that. In most situations, you are not gonna need to pull the turbo housing completely off to clonk it. You just want to back these bolts up a little bit. That'll allow you to kind of free spin it. In my situation, that's not gonna be enough. Be nice if it was. I already know it's not gonna be. That's just part of it. That's okay. It'll be all right. that bolt's tighter than I thought. That freaking ratchet, handling it. Yeah, I need a 13 wrench to get in there. These new Icon wrenches, freaking amazing. I used Snap-on for years, and they're still a fantastic tool. But man, like a normal shot like this, Snap-on is so much more than what you need. Like, I get it. Dude, Icon, and I got a Harbor Freight like right next door to us. I know, I got it made. But love my Icon stuff, man. Absolute game changer. Try not to lose any of this. I hear the fire truck coming. I just took a heavy dump. I hope I didn't set off the fire alarm, but oops. It's wild. I got all the bolts out of the turbo. Normally you should be able to spin this, and that would be what you would call clocking a turbo. Now the CHRA, which is the center section, I still do not have it clocked either. Not worried about any of that right now. I am a little concerned that I am not able to move this turbo at all with all the bolts out. Like, it's on there. I was going to show y'all why. So like, actually that wouldn't have hit. That is insane. I thought it was going to hit the radiator. So it wasn't a hit. We could have just spun it around. We wouldn't have to take it off, but you got to take this one off because it won't clock unless you take it off, which sucks. So this stupid EGR out of the way. Get out of the way. Start fitting some intercooler piping, fellas. Almost forgot. We got to get the water catcher off before we do any intercooler piping of any sort. So we're going to pull that off. All right, and EMs, but to be honest with you, I'm not a huge man how low that thing is. It is carb compliant for California. At least it says it. Yeah, you know what? Get rid of EGR. That stuff's an absolute waste. Well, that battery's not sitting in there that good. Just found that out. All right. If anybody wants to purchase an AEM, I think this is the V2 intake system, let me know. Shipping's probably gonna suck because it's massive. But this actually would look pretty good on a shelf somewhere. I don't know. Wow, that is a whole lot more room for activities. Let's start getting this intercooler pipe and sit here and see what we're gonna get. So I was wrong originally. It's been a while since I've had one of these. I'm trying to remember how everything goes together. And normally I do a whole lot more planning, but I stay busy with my business throughout the week, so I don't have a whole lot of time to get in the shop and tinker to plan things. So what you need is this, if I'm correct, this is a 70-degree bend. Originally, I actually had quite a bit of time finding one of those. You're going to need a 70 with a 90 up top. This is going to go to your throttle body. And then you just want a good 90L. You're going to put your 90L, the long part here, short part going there. And what that is, it's going to go in here like this. That short part, you're going to put a U on the end of it. It's going to wrap around and connect to your intercooler. You're going to run this in here, connect this to your throttle body. That 70 gives you enough bend to get out there. I'm about to take the stupid battery out, which realistically I probably should have. Now, a problem that you're going to run into that I've never ran into because I run a 1G radiator, is going to bump this bottom radiator hose just a little bit. So you're going to have to finesse things just a teeny. It's not a lot to finesse. Then what you're going to be looking at, this is a very heavy, this isn't aluminum, this is steel. You're going to connect this like that. Oops, sorry. Connect this like that. Where's that? And as I can see, these are going to be in the way. Let me get the intercooler and just verify that. Bring the intercooler over here. I don't think this is necessarily a big enough intercooler for what we're doing, but it'll serve for purposes of showing. So that right there, essentially we go there. This is a really heavy steel piece of pipe. Our intercooler is too skinny to be able to work like that. I don't think with this setup we would be able to keep our fog lights. I'm okay with that. I really don't want to get rid of them, but I understand Sometimes things have to go. Let's take this. So our intercooler is going to sit like this. It may fit. It's going to be a tight fit. This intercooler may work after all. The problem is we don't have all the correct intercooler piping. I thought we did. I need to order an intercooler piping kit. This thing is like straight up cast iron. Like it's heavy as all get out. It's actually probably stainless steel. I want it on the aluminum, so we're gonna have to make some changes there. I am gonna go ahead and pull this other fog light down. Why is there no plug on that one? See, that's what I'm after right there. This one, am I missing something here? No, they're literally, yeah, there it is. Let me pull it out. Before I cut these wires. There's a plug. No, there is literally no plug. I can feel it going into the harness. We'll deal with that later. Okay, so unfortunately, we do not have all the intercooler piping we need. The one thing I am excited about, at least I have the 70-degree bend. That actually at one time was a very hard piece for me to find. Can't remember where I got that. I think siliconecouplers.com or some like kind of little random site. Bought it. It was also kind of sketched out of whether I was going to get it or not. We are going to relocate this battery to the back, clean up the engine bay. I just, one, it's getting in the flipping way. It's aggravating. So I do need some intercooler piping pieces. What I want is instead of something like this, I want a pure U. I want it to actually just be one solid U. I'm going to go ahead and order that when I get that, Lord knows. And then we should be good to go because there are some random pieces in the box like this right here. And it doesn't even have the little catch on it. I can't remember what that's called. The bead. Doesn't have the bead on it. I could get a bead roller that would actually roll a bead on the pipes like that. Not that interested. I don't see us doing that many pieces of aluminum intercooler piping. But without the bumper off, let's just take a second. This side exhaust looks pretty sweet, guys. Like, looks pretty freaking gnarly. Anyway, that's it for the video today. I was hoping I was going to have more intercooler piping. Not even going to mess with the turbo intercooler piping because after taking a look at it, I just sat it here somewhere. It does not look like it is going to hang low enough on the turbo. And it has been cut, I believe, to fit what it's going. Let's see. We'll just kind of tuck it in there, see what we're looking at. Let's kind of run it down in there. I might be wrong on this one. You know what? Actually, if I would route the turbo, if I would clock it a little more back, which I'm going to get rid of all the heat, it'll work. This is not going to be a fast process. Every time I've ever put a turbo kit on one of these things, it's never had heat. It has never had a battery. So there's been a lot less stuff in the way. I like freeing up the engine bay, and this one definitely needs that done. So I'm going to go ahead and order some parts. We'll be back in another video. Sorry we didn't get that finished today, guys. I'm on limited time anyway, but we will be back. And when we're back, we should get that finished up. And after the intercooler piping, the blow-up valve, the wastegate should be here. And I'm trying to think. Like, other than that, we need an FMU because we're not running a computer tune. It's going to be like a manual fuel. What it is a rising rate fuel pressure regulator. Really is all it is. As it sees boost, it starts closing off the return line to the tank and basically spikes fuel pressure so your injectors spray a little harder. It's great up to like small, like 8 pounds, maybe 10 max. After that, you need to get an electronic, like a computer tune or something. We'll figure out if we want to go mega squirt. I don't think I do. I think I just want to kind of bebop in this thing, make it look cool, and get some cool noises, have a little boost when I want to play around. But who knows? We may go full on with it at some point. I don't know right now. Right now, I'm pretty happy just getting it turboed. So let's get that done, and then we will be back in another video. Yes, y'all just seen it. I'm bald. Anyways, guys, we will catch you on the next on the Truly Boosted channel.